Okay, hey. So, hello, and thank you so much for being here. My name's Jenna, and I just wanted to first and foremost welcome you to this masterclass, How to Be Emotional Without Spiraling into Emotional Eating. I'm going to share with you today proven scientific tools and strategies that I've actually used in my own life to take my power back from food and dieting and really just never feeling good enough. And because it worked for me, I started my business just a year and a half ago. But since then, I have helped dozens of one-on-one clients and dozens of more group coaching clients to achieve a healthy lifestyle that they'll actually stick to, despite their history of yo-yo dieting and lacking follow-through and emotional eating. And so this might not be your first master class or online workshop. And if it is, then yay, welcome. I'm so excited for you. And I'm also extremely honored that whether it's your first or 100th online workshop, it's definitely not the first time that you try to get your shit together, get healthy, kind of manage your emotional eating. And I know there are a lot of coaches that kind of ramble on and tell you what food to eat, what food not to eat, and flash these sexy results like weight loss at you, without actually teaching you how to ignite a change at the root of your dis-ease. And so if it's okay with you, today we're just gonna get into the real juicy stuff. This is the stuff that's important for me to implement in my own life and what I find myself so passionate to teach, because it's not just the fluff, it's actually the work that creates lasting transformation. And so I know your time is really precious. To make sure that you're the right person to spend your time with me here tonight, I want to let you know who this is for, right? So this is for a driven, intelligent, sensitive woman who has her shit together in a lot of ways, but maybe just can't seem to figure out food or diet or their healthy lifestyle, not in a way that they can actually stick to. Or in other words, it's for a high-performing professional or entrepreneur. Like, you've got credentials, you've got some things going on in your life, and a lot of things look good on paper. But when it comes to putting yourself in front of your to-do list, that slips through the cracks, and you end up feeling powerless over your emotions and your choices. It's for someone who knows how to take action, knows how to problem solve and get some things done, and they want to experience that same kind of energy and flow in their body. And it's for you if you want to learn how to be more aware of and in control of and in full expression of your emotions without thinking about what food you want to turn to for comfort or escape, right? So if I've just described you, the next 45 minutes is going to be some of the best time you've ever spent in investing in learning about your health, about your body, and truly just learning about yourself. I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step roadmap to be your emotional, sensitive self without spiraling into emotional eating. And so I want to be really clear before we tap into that content that this is not a get thin quick scheme. I am not here to talk about weight loss whatsoever. And this is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Like, that's not me. I'm not here to tell you what to eat. I'm actually way more interested in empowering your bio-individuality. And so what that means is I help you to understand you and your body in your body's unique makeup. Rather than trying to fit you into a box and generalize you, I really want to just invite you to get to know yourself better so that you can take care of yourself in a way that you've never done before and actually truly uncover what it feels like to trust yourself, to love yourself, and to care for yourself. So if you're here to lose weight or to get into a certain dress size, or you just want to look like your 18-year-old self again, and this isn't really about like doing the work for you, then this just isn't for you. So save yourself some time. The results that I will share with you today, though, are possible for anyone, no matter what. And again, the caveat is like, if you're ready to do the work. I and my clients show up in vulnerable truth. We value truth over appearance every time. We are open to having our sense of possibility rewritten. We're willing to be held accountable. And this takes courage. And I'm going to share with you some stories, and I'm going to share with you what's possible for you if you commit to your success by actually implementing what I share with you today. And now studies show that you actually observe so much more than you absorb so much more if you're an active participant in something like this. So I want to give you a couple of really quick tips and tools on how to just make the most out of your time here. So if you follow these simple strategies, you'll be more likely to learn and absorb what I'm speaking. And not only that, but most importantly, use what you're learning in real life. So this is important here. These are my tips for success. First and foremost, remove distractions. If you need to take a minute now to like pee or to just clear off your workspace, to grab a piece of paper, to move into an area of the house that has less distractions or turn the TV off, do it. You deserve it. You deserve to be your number one priority for the next 40 minutes. The second tip is take notes, be an active participant. It's going to help you to stay focused and to remember those aha quotes tomorrow that you hear tonight so that, again, you actually get to implement this stuff into your life. It's not just like, yes, that was fun to hear. It's literally, this transforms you. That's what I'm going for, at least. I want to invite you to seek to relate. This is something I teach in all of my group settings, is when I speak, when I share my story, when I share stories about other people, I would love for you to just seek to relate rather than release judgment onto other people or onto yourself or compare yourself to me or to them or to whoever. Right? For me, showing up in love means I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to be honest. Like me, I'm going to share some of my story with you. And that takes vulnerability. That takes courage on my part. That's how I'm showing up in love for us tonight. And what I ask from you is show up in love by seeking to relate to me and to the stories that I share rather than comparing yourself to me or judging yourself or judging me. And then finally, teach what you learn. I love this. We get to be the ripple effect. Be the ripple effect by sharing your ahas and your favorite takeaways or a quote that you liked on your social media. So you can tag me on Facebook or Twitter. I'm at Jenna Hillier, or on Instagram at The Measure of a Woman. It's really a win-win because when you retain more information when you teach it, you also are helping somebody else kind of turn on a light bulb. So it's pretty fun when you just get to see that ripple effect showing up and being real in your life and in others. So with that, I want to know if you're ready to go all in. I want to know if your heart's committed to being here with me, fully present and absorbing for the next 40 minutes. And if it is, come on, baby, let's go. Awesome. Yeah, baby, I see you. So good. All right, so I would love for you to seek to relate here. Seek to relate to these statements. Do you ever feel an overload of sensations at the end of the workday? Like you're wanting to decompress, but you end up thinking, ooh, carbs, and then kind of just like, that's where you find yourself. Or maybe you feel this low-grade ick feeling after you eat emotionally, and that low-grade ick feeling just ripples into everything. It ripples into your conversations, your relationships, the way that you are showing up at work and the kind of quality work that you're producing. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough or hot enough for the relationships that you have, the relationships that you want. And you're super turned off by this diety, lose weight advertising. If that's you, you're definitely in the right place. Me too, sister. And maybe you also feel like health is just one of those last areas for you to master. Like you got a couple other things like going for you, but man, health is just that one thing that continually just perpetuates. And it feels like it's a goal that you never actually reach. Maybe you feel like you're going to spend the rest of your life unsatisfied and feeling out of control around food and uncomfortable in your skin unless something changes right now. And if this sounds like you, I have good news, and I'm actually really thrilled that you're here, because what I want you to know is that none of these things are your real problem. These are the symptoms. And the beautiful thing is that symptoms are treatable. The real problem is that you haven't experienced what I like to call the 4 insights, the 4 powerful revelations that will finally help you to look beyond the surface of what's not working, beyond the surface of your emotional eating, and heal in a way that is essential for your vibrant and magnetic health, to actually get to the root of the cause. So that these symptoms are just temporary things that you're experiencing now and are not something that you have to carry with you forever. And once you experience these 4 insights that I'm going to share with you tonight, you'll experience how self-care is actually going to help you attract the right kind of employees, partners, clients, friendships that you want to reach your ultimate impact, your ultimate income, and just the most fulfilled connection in your life. You'll realize that out of control feeling that you've had around your health was an illusion after all. And you'll discover that you actually can be aware of, in control of, and expressive of your emotions without really thinking about turning to food to escape or for comfort. You'll see that designing a life with you as the number 1 priority, instead of people pleasing or living on autopilot, will not only help you end emotional eating, but actually help you to gain the respect of others without working yourself to the bone or compromising your health. So you'll be teaching people how to treat you along the way, which is just amazing. And then most of all, and this is one of like the coolest things that is so just, it's so almost unnecessary, but just like icing on the cake, thank you very much. You'll understand a whole new way of showing up for yourself. And you'll actually be more vibrant, energetic, and radiant. So that's the important part, right? Like the yes, yes, yes. That's like the whole cake. And this is the icing. People around you are going to notice, and they're going to say things to you like, wow, you're glowing. And they're going to say things to you like, you have passion for your life. What's your secret? And I'm not even kidding you guys. Those are direct quotes from my life that people have said to me and from my client's life. That I literally had a client call me and say, I just had someone, a stranger, say, wow, you're so passionate about your life. What's your secret? I mean, it's real. It's amazing. And that's the icing on the cake for me, when other people notice, when we get to be that ripple effect. So you might be wondering, who the heck am I? And quickly, just to help you to understand why I do this, and why you can trust me on these things, is to share just a touch about my story. I'm Jenna Hillier, and my body story has included nationally recognized athleticism, a near hospitalization diagnosis of anorexia nervosa, years after that of yo-yo dieting and trying to find the health formula that would finally make me feel normal around food instead of analyzing things and wondering whether or when I'm going to get it right. And when that didn't work, eventually I just went full anti-diet and experienced what I now call the fuck it binges. And I show you this picture right here because although it looks like I'm really happy on the outside, and you know, it makes me emotional, like to this day, still seeing this picture and sharing it. Because on the outside, I had so much. I had everything. I had an athlete boyfriend. I had a full scholarship. I had a 4.0 GPA. You see me on the field right here on Athlete Appreciation Day with over 100,000 people in the stands celebrating what should have been my best life. But the truth was, on the inside, I was a mess. I was hypercritical of myself. I obsessed over my health and food, and I sought validation and acceptance from other people. And I'm very grateful and extremely humbled today to say that now and for the past 5 years, really consistently, I found a complete love and respect and acceptance and intuitive balance in and for my body. And over those past 5 years, I've been fortunate enough to be mentored by Oprah's top 100 influencer, Gabrielle Bernstein. I've received a yoga and a life coaching certification, and I've been featured in Thrive Global and other online publications. And After 5 years of getting my CPA, being a public accountant, working in corporate America, I started my own business just a year and a half ago. And in that short time, I've become a go-to expert of intuitive eating and living, personally gathering with, partnering with, and mentoring employees and top executives from Lululemon, Amazon, Google, and Glossier to create an empowered balance between work and life. My specialty today is helping those who want to feel incredible in their body and make a massive impact in the world build a foundation of love, self-trust, and integrity in their life through intuitive eating and living, emotional intelligence, and mindset mastery. And I tell you this, I tell you the story because I want you to know that I've been there. I've been in the both and. I've been both sides of the pendulum, from restrictive diets and weight loss to binging and weight gain. And I have found balance today. I know what it feels like to bust through my own limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging habits of years to create freedom. I know what it's like to feel hopeless, and I know what it's like to create change. Plus, today I'm a passionate, driven woman, and I'm here to make a really big impact in the world. And so, to be honest, I have to continue to use the tools that I've learned that I'm going to share with you today so that I can actually maintain my freedom and my balance while doing incredible work in the world. And that, above anything else, is what makes me feel confident and qualified to speak light and truth into you today. I both get what it's like to not trust yourself around food and to feel ashamed, and to do the work that it takes to live in freedom and balance and joy as a baseline. And so if you're ready for a new baseline, if you're ready to create a new normal for yourself, right, to be the both and, to have a story, have a history, have a past, and get to choose what your future looks like and empower yourself into a more positive reality, let's freaking get started. The insights are coming at you right now. Here it is, the first one. All right, the first insight, the first thing I had to learn to become and be accepting of my emotional, sensitive self without turning to food is I had to realize I've been lied to, and I want you to know you've been lied to too. I would be doing you a disservice today if I didn't start the webinar with this powerful illumination to just to wake you up to some truth, sister. So here it is. We live in a culture that values appearance above reality. It's easy to find yourself having so much on paper, quote unquote on paper, yet feeling really lonely and powerless on the inside, wondering whether and why you emotionally eat, and whether or not you should be feeling guilty when you have so much to be grateful for. And when it comes to emotions, especially sadness and anger, there's so many self-help types and books out there that are going to tell you to just repeat a mantra or let it go. And I completely disagree with that. I believe that taking your power back from emotional eating begins with understanding the insidious ways that women have been blinded to and stripped of our powers. Emotions are a sign of weakness. We've been told that. Don't show your emotions. Emotions are a sign of weakness. That is a complete lie. We are not weak. Emotions aren't weak either. They're natural, and I'm going to tell you so much more about that in a minute, but I just got to blast through these lies. We're told not to be too much. We're told it's not ladylike to express anger, and we're told never to let them see you cry. These are unconscious conditionings. They're biases and they're expectations that color your current reality. These are the reasons why you eat something sugary, even though you consciously know better. It's because you've been conditioned to believe that you're never going to be thin enough or perfect enough or accepted for who you are if you're emotional and sensitive. And my gosh, truly from the bottom of my heart, my gosh, what a disservice to humanity. And I say humanity because We're all human. This is the connecting factor. As humans, we all feel, we all cry, we all get pissed, and all those emotions are valid. Like, shit's going down in the world, and it is so valid for us to be upset about it, to cry, to be angry, to be sad. And so I'm here to share with you that your emotions are a superpower. And my mission is to help you not only manage these emotions, but actually learn how to utilize them for good, for your own good and for the good of others, because that's truly the opportunity here. The alternative is stuffing down your emotions and stuffing down your truth and stuffing down who you truly are and what you're really experiencing. And that only leads to a leak in your energy, burnout, and forms of dis-ease. So there's a reason, there is a huge reason why we're experiencing things and movements like the Me Too campaign, and that more women are voting and being elected, hell yes, and that spirituality is becoming more mainstream. We are literally experiencing an opening right now. You know, like, can you notice the opening? Can you recognize the shift? Like, so much is shifting. There is a wave of brilliant, brave, fed up women who are demanding freedom to be themselves without being judged or valued or undervalued, excuse me. And so that's what this webinar is truly about. It's about giving you the freedom to be yourself, to express yourself and your emotions in a powerful way without turning to food. And it's a place for you to practice those things in a safe community and with yourself first and foremost, so that you can bring that truth out into the world and make history like so many women are already doing today. It is an exciting time, guys, to be alive, an exciting time to be a woman. Like, whew, that's hitting me hard right now. It's hitting me so hard that it's finally becoming safe to be who we are, emotions and all. And all of our emotions are truly just our soul's way of bringing to our attention that something more needs to shift, something needs to heal. It's not about blame or shame. It's not about covering something up that you did wrong. It's about accepting and releasing hurt and trauma and stuckness that has been manifesting in your body as dis-ease and is ready to come up and out of your energy field. It takes a massive amount of energy to pretend like we're okay. It takes so much effort to be okay when we're really not. And wouldn't it just be amazing if we freed up this energy that we're just wasting trying to keep it all together and finally just be at peace in a way that helps you love yourself more, knowing that as you love yourself more, as you become more compassionate and kind to yourself, that it's going to just be reflected by those around you. Because this crazy, beautiful thing is when you start making yourself a priority, when you respect yourself, when you own your truth, others will start to do the same thing. You're going to teach other people how to treat you and how to treat themselves. And that's like the ultimate ripple effect of how I believe the Western woman is going to frickin' change the world. So to sum up this first incredibly important insight, your subconscious has been recording stories since you were born. If you're struggling, if you're meeting me here, right here, with these words in a moment of struggle, that's a reflection of a program that you currently have that's holding you back. And chances are that you've updated your phone way more often than you've updated your mindset. And chances are that it's showing up in the way that you act and in the results that you're getting in your health and your life and your relationship and in your business. So to take your power back, stop believing the lies. All right? It is safe to be who you are. Let's dive into this second insight. I freaking trust my body. All right, guys. I trust my body. This was a huge one for me. I believe vibrant health is your birthright and that your body was built with an inherent power and an internal wisdom to ensure that you experienced it. Most people get stuck with their health because they're focused on the wrong thing. They're focused on living from force, forcing themselves to shut off or avoid or escape their emotions, rather than trusting their body to embrace what's happening and become powerful in their uniqueness. So this is especially true of experts. So if you're an expert in a field, or you're an expert and you are teaching people how to do something, it's so easy to become attached to information as this like one size fits all and there's one way to do things. And that's why we see so much misinformation out there, conflicting information, even in the health industry, particularly. The truth is that your body is incredibly intelligent and it's equipped with so much wisdom and knowledge that has been passed down from generations to generation. You know, I read an article recently in the Harvard Business Review, and this professor from London was explaining that Homo sapiens emerged like 200,000 years ago. And according to psychology, today, people still seek out these survival traits that we used as cavemen like 200,000 years ago. So I'm talking about fighting furiously when we're feeling threatened, or a drive to trade information and share secrets. Essentially, what I read and what I learned is that human beings are hardwired. And so what this means is that the adrenaline that rushes through you when your mom makes a comment about your weight or your clothes or asks, why aren't you in a relationship, is the same adrenaline that rushed through the cavemen when they heard rustling in the bushes. And the difference is that the caveman's life was on the line and your life 99% of the time is not. But it's so important to acknowledge that we're genetically wired with these primal instincts, meaning it's totally natural for you to have a reaction to an event or an experience. Or your mom. Yeah, I relate to that one. Can you relate to that one? So think about your emotion as your body's natural reaction to an event or an experience. And here's the kicker. You gotta learn through gathering evidence that it's okay to trust your body, that your body knows what it's doing, because it does. It's just trying to tell you that something's coming up, something needs to be processed, something's asking to be healed. And thank God, we're not cavemen and our life isn't actually on the line. So by accepting all of these emotions as okay and trusting that your body is so wise, wise enough to know exactly what it's doing when an emotion is activated, it's going to lessen your urge to feel like you need to run away from them, to avoid them, or to escape your emotions through emotional eating. Remember, like, you are safe. I know that's hard to believe, and it's one of the lies that we're having to rewrite. But unlike the cavemen, your life isn't on the line. There's no need to fight, meaning there's no need to shame yourself for being emotional, and there's no need to flight, meaning there's no need to escape into a bowl of ice cream. All right? So to recap this second essential insight, your emotion is a natural reaction. Your emotional intelligence starts with awareness of an emotion. Begin to expect that your incredibly intelligent, brilliant body is going to have a reaction to an event, to an experience, to your mom's opinion. And then trust your body knows what to do with those energies as they start to pass through you, right? So I want to take a moment to pause here and let just a nugget sink in. I want you to look at the notes that you've taken. I want you to think about what you've heard. I want you to circle. I want you to write down the most meaningful thing to you. Even if you forget everything else that I've said so far, what's the one thing you'll take with you? Write that down, circle it. Start to rewrite the belief by nailing it in. All right. And then we move on to the third essential insight. Ooh, this is good. Oh, this is so good. There is nothing wrong with me. This is what I had to learn, guys, in this order. Just because your body is reacting doesn't mean that you're broken. There is nothing wrong with you. So we just learned that an emotion is a natural, temporary, guys, reaction to what's happening. So with some patience, love, and tolerance, you can and you will move through each of life's experiences and make it to the other side. It is possible for you. So for example, if a relationship has ended, it's totally natural for you to experience sadness. That's your natural instinct. The emotion, no matter how it manifests, is your body's way of processing the event that has occurred. The trouble comes, this is where we find ourselves, like this is the critical moment. The trouble comes when your ego gets involved and it creates this big story, big bad wolf story about what the emotion means about who you are. So you're crying about your breakup and your ego comes in and it says, you're so unlovable and you'll be lonely forever. You just lost the last good thing that ever came your way. If you believe this story with the most loving compassion that I possibly can give you, if you believe this story, you've given your power away. You've mistaken the emotion as a part of your identity, when the truth is that the emotion is an instinct that is temporary and it's only passing through you. You have mistaken the emotion as a part of your identity, and you've made the emotion mean something about you or your worth or your future. And this story only adds more anxiety and fear into your experience. So what happens when you feel anxious, full of fear, and now broken and guilty? What happens is you compensate. And for many of us, that means you turn to food you eat. So when you're experiencing an emotion, practice patience, love, and tolerance. If you find yourself getting caught up in the story, move past it. Move past your mind and focus on your body instead. What does your body need? How does your body, in its brilliance, want to naturally process the experience? To sum this up, guys, to manage your emotions well, it's essential that you know that it's okay to have them. Emotions only become unmanageable when you get lost in the story that they're bad or weak, with a fast freaking spiral into, I'll never be good enough, I'm hopeless, and I'm broken. It's those unconscious thoughts brought on by the insidious conditioning that wants to strip you of your power that leads to your emotional eating. So the most essential responsibility that you have in turning over your emotional eating is a willingness to be curious about your mind and the stories it's telling you. Always ask yourself, is that true? Do I want to believe what my mind is saying? Is that my only option? Does that have to be true about me? When your mind is being mean and making you feel bad, I encourage you to get out of your head, to tune into your body. Your body knows what it's doing, and it knows what it needs to process the experience in a powerful, natural, and holistic way without any sort of remedy or self-medication. All right? And then here is the kicker, like the literal, this must happen in order for you to be free. The essential insight number 4. I must feel it to heal it, or I'll carry it with me forever. When I learned this, my life changed. In my own personal experience, releasing my emotions as they've arisen has helped me to extremely heal and become a positive ripple effect in my life. So instead of avoiding my emotions, I realized I have experienced, and this is true for you too, if you give it an opportunity, if you give it a chance, if you choose to try, right? That healing and experiencing your emotions has an incredible ripple effect in your life. Not only does it overcome emotional eating in the moment, but it also avoids a buildup of emotions that lead to even bigger binges in the future. You've got to feel it to heal it. If you shove it down instead, you're going to carry it with you everywhere you go. So remind yourself that emotions are temporary and there's nothing wrong with you. And then let yourself scream, let yourself cry, let yourself move, let yourself express the thing as it moves through you. Let the emotion literally move through you so that you can be free to move forward without it. And how do you do this? You punch a pillow. You move your body in a way that feels aligned with the emotion. You wrap yourself in a blanket. You hire a life coach. You talk about it. You journal it out. And here are some great questions to help you start wondering, like, just how transformational this could be for you. I want you to write down right now, what would change in your life if you were able to experience emotions without shame? What would you do differently if you knew that emotions were temporary? I would love for you to take this moment right now to consider the possibility that your emotions are powerful. This is the power of emotional intelligence, because it's not only completely and naturally eliminating the symptoms like emotional eating, but it is truly a way for you to build a relationship with yourself that becomes extremely powerful in both moments of meditative alone time and public influence. So when you practice emotional intelligence, you acknowledge, you honor, and you express your truth. That's what it comes down to. And this will translate to you trusting yourself like never before. That's huge. I know how important that is, because I've been the both and. I've been both in a place where I don't trust myself at all. And now I know what it feels like to trust myself, and I know just how important it is. And when you trust yourself, you naturally have the confidence and the courage to do things that you've always wanted to do, like take the trip or ask him or her out, like wear what you want to wear, like be yourself and create the thing, right? Because you know, when you trust yourself, you know that you've got you. You know that you can handle any result or any outcome, any emotion that arises from an event or an experience. Plus, when you take care of yourself privately in these sacred moments of self-care, when no one else is watching, you have an energy, a calm, this kind of I can handle anything essence about you that is magnetic to attracting your dream relationships, whether they be intimate relationships, friendships, clients, and other opportunities. It is a beautiful energy that is most importantly felt by you, and of course is just going to be felt by other people. And this is what changes your life dramatically. It did for me. When I first learned these tools, I healed my emotional eating within 6 months. Done. I also completely attribute my marriage, I'm serious, you guys, my marriage and my business and my success to these tools, because I learned how to take care of myself and empower myself to do anything and everything that I desired to do, knowing that I was going to be able to handle all of the things as they came up. And I'm a huge believer in congruence, guys. I'm a person who sells coaching, right? I am a coach. And I believe that as a coach, I have to invest in my own coaching. And I have to practice what I preach in every area of my life. Otherwise, I'm out of integrity. And you guys are going to sense that, right? It just doesn't work. I believe in showing up and leading by example. That's why you see me being real on social media. I share my ups and my downs. I share my emotions. And that's been one of the most challenging, vulnerable things for me to do lately, is to like share the both and share the fact that like, yes, I've got this successful business and my life is in fact incredible and I'm blessed. And I'm a freaking human. I have emotions. I get sad. I'm pissed about things. It's real. It's valid. And the difference is that instead of sabotaging my own success and happiness like I used to do by eating emotionally or like shopping online or texting people who were not good for me, I now know how to show up for myself and to process these things as they arise so that I actually can just get back to doing my best life, you know, like best life doesn't mean you don't have emotions, but best life means you have emotions and you also utilize them as your superpower, because you can take care of yourself and just learn how to be that much more empathetic and compassionate and of service in the world. So what I'm saying here is you get to be both emotional and wildly healthy and successful and confident and graceful. When you build your emotional intelligence, your life will dramatically change. Just know that you've got to work if you want it to work for you. So start building your emotional intelligence by acknowledging your emotions as a natural reaction, and then accept your emotions as a temporary experience that is separate from who you are. It's passing through. You'll be surprised at how quickly your emotional intelligence builds and how quickly your emotional eating fades. So today I promised you that I would teach you how to take your power back from emotional eating, how to acknowledge, manage, and express your emotions in a healthy way, and understand yourself in a whole new way so that you can show up as your most authentic, vibrant, energetic, and radiant self. And here's, guys, what success looks like moving forward for you. What you need to do is you need to know the truth about your emotions. They're powerful. You need to trust in your intelligent body to have awareness of and manage your mind stories. Don't believe the lies. And have a willingness to feel and express your emotions. And with that, now you have a choice. You can walk away from this masterclass and actually just not do anything with the information that I've given you. You can keep working like a dog, keep feeling guilty for being sensitive and emotional, and you can eat emotionally for the rest of your life. You can keep turning to carbs at the end of the workday. You can keep feeling that low-grade ick after you eat emotionally. You can keep allowing that low-grade ick to ripple into your work and into your important relationships. You can keep not feeling good enough. Or you can start to treat your body with the same priority, respect, and care that you do your relationships, your boss, and your work. Because it deserves that. You deserve that. You can finally process the stuck emotions you've been carrying for years, and you can release it forever. You can spend your time doing what you love doing with better focus and confidence and presence because you're not still feeling guilty about yesterday's binge or still hanging on to this heavy, draining energy of past unprocessed emotions. That's your choice. And I'm not going to leave you without some tips for success. So here's my tips. Teach what you've learned right now. Teach what you've learned. I just love, guys, that we get to be the ripple effect. I love that someone's taught me this, and now I get to teach you, and you can teach someone else. So I want to encourage you and invite you into sharing your biggest aha right now on Facebook, or tweet me your favorite quote, or call a friend who needs to hear what you just learned. Guys, be the ripple effect. This is amazing. So important, in fact, for your success, that I'm just going to give us a minute right here to do just that. I would love for you to hop on Facebook and just share your biggest aha. Tag me at Jenna Hillier. Hop on Twitter. Share your favorite quote. Tag me at Jenna Hillier. Hop on Instagram. Share this with your people. Tag me at The Measure of a Woman. This is your opportunity to not just be a participant, but to be the ripple effect, to be the teacher. Before I share one final thing with you tonight, we're going to take 60 seconds right now to text, tweet, post something from tonight that you want to ensure you're going to fully absorb and implement into your life. Your 60 seconds starts right now. And this is the one action that's going to be the catalyst for you implementing what you've learned here tonight into your life. It means more awareness, more control, more expression of your emotions. And please tag me, guys. I'm going to adore it. I'm going to love you up on the social media. I love connecting with you guys there. And so listen, thank you. And I really had no other agenda for this webinar other than to speak love into you and to shine light on you. So if you do feel called to connect even further, you are welcome to apply for a private mentorship. But I just have to mention quickly that this is for a very specific person. Private mentorship isn't for everyone. This is for someone who is willing to see things differently, who is curious about learning more about themselves than ever before and really getting to the root cause of their emotional eating and their suffering. And then it's for someone who's committed. Like, this is not a plan for a free lunch if you and I get on a phone call together and like see if we're ready to work with each other. This is going to require growth and work from the minute we start together. But it's a plan that actually works. Your health is a reflection of who you are. So you have to be committed to be willing and curious and receiving of the insightful accountability that you deserve to have in order to ensure that you really experience change. And if this is for you, then you can go ahead and apply at my website at jennahillier.com/apply, and we'll find some time to connect one-on-one. But truly, truly, the most important final thing that I could do is to thank you. Thank you, beautiful soul, for showing up today. I want to acknowledge and celebrate the heck out of you for just showing up for yourself like this, for proving to yourself that you can make time to be your number one priority. And gosh, the fact that you're here, it thrills me. It warms my heart because it means that you are already willing and curious. You're already willing and curious. So now the question is, like, are you committed? And I just have to thank you. Thank you for spending your time here with me today. It is an honor. It's an absolute privilege. And I look forward to being with you again soon. Bye, guys. Thank you.